Okay. So, hello again guys. So, dito tayo ngayon sa part 2 ng video discussion natin about current liabilities. So, nung last video discussion natin, anong diniscuss natin doon? Yung unearned income. Nag-focus tayo mainly sa unearned income doon, sa dividends payable. Ano ba yung isa doon? Unearned income, dividends payable, and yung financial liability. So for this video discussion, let's talk about provision and contingent liabilities. So before we dive in sa provision and contingent liabilities, balikan lang natin ulit ano yung definition natin ng liability before or ng obligation before. Tama, pag magiging considered siya as liability, if there is a present obligation as a result of past events. Tama? Usually, itong obligation na to, sinabi ko doon sa last video discussion natin, it mainly comes from legal obligation or pwede din constructive obligation. Tama? Legal or constructive obligation. And nagkaroon ka ng obligation to what? To transfer an economic resources. And usually, pag nagtatransfer ka doon ng economic resources dyan, you are under unfavorable terms. Okay? Hindi maganda hindi maganda sa term mo. Okay? So, medyo lugi ka raw dito. Unfavorable terms. And, sinabi ko doon, probable and measurable. Doon sa last video discussion natin, hindi ko in-emphasize yung probable and measurable. For this video discussion, ito yung pag-uusapan natin ngayon. Okay? Paano bang measurable? Pag measurable, syempre, malalaman mo kung magkano yung talagang babayaran mo in the future. Okay, past events, magkano yung obligation mo currently, magkano yung babayaran mo in the future. Measurable daw dapat. Okay? Minsan lang, kailangan mo lang tandaan that sometimes there are obligations that you are not certain kung magkano yung babayaran natin. Okay? So, it is under uncertainty pa. Kapag under uncertainty pa raw, kailangan daw neto usually ng estimates. Okay? Yun ngayon yung concept na pagdadaanan natin sa provisions and contingent liabilities. Measurable, bakit? Kasi nga kailangan daw or hindi kailangan measurable, but it doesn't mean it must be certain. Sometimes, merong uncertainty na kailangan. Pag merong uncertainty, kailangan mo ng estimates. Measurable pa rin naman. But, merong uncertainty. Merong estimate na usapan. Measurable pa rin naman siya. Okay? Kuha mo yon. Sige. Ngayon, paano mo nalaman kung probable? Puntahan natin ngayon ito. Okay, merong certain percentage dyan para maging probable. Sabi daw, if 51% or more daw yung probability na mangyayari yung liability o yung obligation na yan, or parang sinasabi, it is more likely to happen than not. Okay, sulat ko. Pag 50% or more daw yung chances na mangyayari yung liability or magkakaroon ka ng obligation. Diyan, sabi daw, or pwede daw, it is more likely to happen than not. Okay? Mas mataas daw yung chance na mangyayari yung event, yung obligation, na magkakaroon ka ng obligation than not. 51% or more daw. Pag ganyan daw yung nangyari, 51% or more, sabi daw, it is probable. Yun yung requirement natin na dapat probable. So kapag 51% or more lang, nag-estimate ka, hindi ka pa sigurado kung meron kang obligation, probable pa lang, sabi daw, liability na raw siya. Kapag less than 50% or equal to 50% or sinabi natin hindi sure, 50-50. Okay, 50-50. Hindi daw yan probable. Ano daw tawag dyan? Possible lang daw. Okay? Pag less than 10%, ano daw yan? Remote daw yan. Okay? Remote. Ibig sabihin ng remote, hindi daw mangyayari. Very maliit lang yung chance na mangyari yung obligation na yun. Kuha mo yun. Ito yung rules natin. Kapag liability, kapag nakita mo daw na probable na daw yung liability or 51% or more daw yan, sabi daw, i-recognize mo daw siya as provision. Okay? You need to recognize a liability and that liability will be called as provision. Kapag possible lang daw, may liability ka. Pero possible lang, hindi pa mataas yung chance na mangyayari yung event na yun. 50-50 pa lang daw or less than 50% but is more than 10%. Sabi daw, yan daw yung tinatawag natin na contingent liability. Anong difference ng contingent liability and provision? Parehas lang yan na nag-estimate ka ng liability. uncertainty pa rin, hindi pa rin sure na merong liability, pero yung provision, probable na, mataas na yung chance. Kay contingent, 50-50 pa lang. Hindi pa masyadong sure, hindi pa masyadong mataas. Ano nga yung difference sa treatment? Kapag contingent liability daw tayo, hindi mo daw i-recognize. You shall not recognize a contingent liability, but rather, you will disclose only to the notes to financial statement. Okay, disclose mo lang pag contingent liability. Paano sir kapag remote na? Wala ka nang gagawin dyan. Wala ka talagang liability dyan. Hindi naman daw mangyayari yan. Ignore na daw natin yan. Kuha mo yon. So ito usapang liability. Kita pa ba yan? Liability yan. Sir, meron din ba pag-asset? Yes, meron din pag-asset. For example, meron kang liability, meron kang... Sige, ito muna. Puntahan mo natin, ano ba definition ng provision? Okay, lagay natin dito. Sabi sa PAS 37, provision daw, okay, provision in accordance with PAS 37 is a liability for uncertain timing or amount. Meron ka daw utang, meron ka na daw obligation na magbayad, meron ka na daw liability sa isang tao. Saan daw? Or na ano daw? Kaso nga lang daw, uncertain pa. Hindi pa sigurado. Okay, hindi pa sigurado yung ano, kung kailan ka daw magbabayad. Hindi pa daw sigurado yung ano, yung amount daw. Not yung exact amount na babayaran mo. Bakit? Bakit hindi pa sigurado, sir? Bakit hindi pa sigurado yung amount? Bakit hindi pa sigurado kung kailan ko siya babayaran? Example natin, meron tayo dito, pending lawsuit. Letter B natin muna, pending lawsuit. Ano nangyari dyan? Merong kumakaso, merong nagkakaso sa'yo. Sabi daw, meron ka daw kailangang bayaran sa kanila, meron nagkakaso under ongoing yung kaso, okay? Nasa Supreme Court. Nilalaban mo, nilalaban nila, ongoing yung kaso. Pending lawsuit. Hindi mo alam kailan matatapos yung kaso, uncertain timing. Hindi mo alam kailan magkano yung babayaran mo, uncertain amount. Okay? Kuha mo yon, ulitin ko, merong kaso. Okay? Kinakasuhan ka, meron ka supposed to be babayaran doon. Liability mo yon. Okay? Ngayon, hindi mo alam kung kailan matatapos or kailan mo siya babayaran kasi nga ongoing pa yung kaso. Hindi mo alam kailan matatapos yung kaso. Uncertain timing. Uncertain timing. Hindi mo alam kung magkano kasi possible magbago depende sa magiging desisyon ng Supreme Court. Uncertain yung amount. Okay? Sir, kailangan ko ba mag-recognize? Hindi pa nga sigurado. Yes, kapag probable. Probable na matatalo ka. Paano sir, pag probable na matatalo ka, di ibig sabihin, remote yun. Pag remote, ignore mo lang yung liability mo. Sir, 50-50, di possible yun. Di disclose mo lang kasi contingent liability pa lang siya. Kuha mo yon. Sige yan yung mga provisions. Basically, dito sa provision and contingent liabilities, ang common difference lang nila, estimated liabilities pa lang itong mga to. Okay, lagay ko dito, estimated liability. Ine-estimate mo lang yung future liability mo. Sir, bakit kailangan ko bang i-estimate kung wala pa naman talaga akong utang? Conservatism, guys. Okay, pag magpe-present ka ng financial statement mo, dapat conservative ka. I-recognize mo lahat ng liability na possible or probable na mai-incur mo and hindi mo i-recognize yung mga asset na probably i-recognize mo pa lang. Conservatism. Pasukin natin ngayon yung assets. Okay? Meron instances, possible ulit, under pending lawsuit ka. Ikaw ngayon yung nagkakaso. Ikaw yung kumakaso. Okay? Ikaw yung nagbibigay ng kaso sa ibang tao. Ngayon, nasa pending lawsuit pa lang daw or under litigation pa lang sila. Okay? Ano mangyayari? Kung ikaw yung nagkakaso, possible, ikaw yung plaintiff, merong defendant, ikaw yung plaintiff, ikaw yung makaka-receive ng damages. Ano yung marireceive mo na damage? Liability mo ba yun? Hindi. Asset na ngayon yun. Kasi nga, ikaw makaka-receive. Ikaw yung favorable. Nasa sayo yung ikaw yung under favorable, hindi ikaw yung unfavorable. Kanina, ikaw yung defendant, merong plaintiff. Ngayon, ikaw yung plaintiff, merong defendant. Ikaw yung makaka-receive. Asset ngayon yun. Okay? Ngayon daw, sabi daw, kapag daw 51% or more, same concept lang din daw yan, probable pa rin yan. Okay, asset tayo probable din yan. Pag less than 50% or equal to 50%, sabi daw, possible lang na mangyayari. Hindi pa sure. Ito daw, pag less than 10%, remote pa rin daw. Parehas lang naman yan. Ang difference lang, kapag probable or possible, ang asset daw na marireceive mo, sabi daw dyan, hindi mo daw yan i-recognize, but rather, you will disclose only. Anong tawag dito? Pag probable or possible, sabi daw, ang tawag dyan, contingent assets. Okay? Mas conservative tayo ngayon sa asset. Hindi porket probably may marireceive ka sa isang tao, kasi under pending lawsuit pa lang, sabi daw magre-recognize ka na ng asset. Hindi. Conservative daw tayo. Okay? Ayaw ni standard na i-overstate mo yung asset mo. Pero okay lang daw na i-overstate mo yung liability mo. Okay? Kasi conservative nga daw dapat tayo. Hindi mo pinapaganda yung financial statement mo, anong pine-present mo sa mga external users mo. Dapat daw yung fairly presented. Hindi mo pinapaganda, but rather pinapakita mo lang kung ano yung tama. Pag remote naman, ito, same lang. Ignore mo lang yan. Okay, so tingnan mo yung difference ng liabilities ha. Kapag probable yung liability, which is 51% or more, provision yan, i-recognize na natin yan. Pag probable, kapag ka-asset, contingent asset pa lang yan, hindi mo i-recognize yan, i-disclose mo lang yan. Pag liabilities, possible na mangyari 50% or equal to 50% or less than 50%, contingent liability yan, hindi mo yan i-recognize, i-disclose mo lang yan. Same din yan sa asset natin. Same din yung remote. Pag remote daw, it's least likely to happen, ignore mo daw parehas yung contingent liability and contingent asset na yan. Okay, example natin ulit dyan, pending lawsuit. Kuha mo yun. Very good ka. Okay. Sige. Ngayon, sir, ano pa ba example ng mga liabilities? Ito na. List down ko na. Meron tayong warranty. Okay. Ano ba meron dyan sa warranty? I-explain natin yan pag nagsasagot tayo ng problem. Pero basically, yung main concept lang yan. For example, cellphone. Okay. Sa cellphone, nagbayad ka. May bumili sa'yo ng phone. Based on your past practice, constructive obligation, nagre-render ka daw ng free repair services. Warranty obligations daw. Okay? O ngayon, ini-estimate mo na, hindi mo pa naman sigurado kung ilan yung nasira, ilan yung magpapaayos sa'yo. In-estimate mo lang. Yung estimate mo na yun, estimated liability yun. Kung probably, meron ka ng provision, warranty obligation. Basta estimated liabilities, warranty obligation, pasok siya dyan. Okay? Ini-estimate mo yung liability. Ano pa? Provision for environmental damages. O nasira, nagpatayo ka ng business, nakasira ka sa environment, sa kalikasan. Merong batas, okay, legal. Merong batas na sinabi, kailangan mong magbayad para maayos or para makontribute yung itong sinira mo. Provision for environmental damages. Wala ka pang liability, meron ka nang ginawa, okay? Meron ka nang ginawang event kasi kailangan may past event. Okay, meron ka na ding present obligation kasi meron ng existing batas, pero hindi mo pa alam kung magkano or kailan mo babayaran. Uncertainty. Ulitin ko ha, dapat ma-meet tong tatlong definitions na to. Okay, to example, warranty. Si warranty, meron ka na bang ginawa? Yes, nagbenta ka na ng phone. Meron ka bang present obligation? Yes, constructively kasi yun yung past practice mo. Possible ba mag-transfer ka ng economic resources? Yes, yung repair services ko. Kaso, uncertainty pa kasi hindi ko alam kung ilan sila or kung kailan sila magpapaayos. Under uncertainty. Provision for environmental damages. May liability na ba? Meron na ba akong ginawa? Yes, nagpatayo ka na ng building eh. Nakasira ka na ng environment eh. Meron na ba akong present obligation? Yes, kasi sa i-assume natin, meron ng legal or meron ng batas na naka-impose. Magta-transfer ba ako ng economic resource? Yes, possible. Magbayad ka ng cash. Kaso, hindi pa certain yung amount. Uncertain kung kailan, uncertain kung magkano. Okay, next. Asset retirement obligation or decommissioning cost. Ano yan? Parehas lang yan sa letter C, provision for environmental damages. Ang difference lang, pag decommissioning cost, nagpatayo ka usually sa mining companies to. So, punta ka na lang sa depletion na discussion natin. Okay, tama sa decommissioning cost natin dyan. Ina-assume mo, ini-estimate mo, meron kayong agreement, legal agreement between government na ibabalik mo sa ayos yung ginalaw mo. Okay, premiums or customer loyalty program, same lang yan sa warranty. Repair cost, same lang din yan sa warranty. Ulitin ko, kailangan ma-meet yung definitions na tatlo para maging liabilities. Ang difference lang pag provision and contingent liability, hindi certain yung amount. So, uncertain kung magkano yung supposed to be babayaran mo talaga and hindi pa certain kung kailan mo gagawin yung liability. Okay, sana malinaw Okay, sir. Yung uncertain timing, wala na tayong magagawa dyan eh. Aantayin na lang natin na mangyari yung event. Yung uncertain amount, paano ko i-measure yan? Meron tayong methods. Ito ngayon yung methods na ginagamit natin. Usually, 3 yan. Okay, 3 yan. Meron tayo, sabi daw, best estimate. Company policy yan. Kung magkano yung best estimate na sinabi sa company policy mo, yun yung i-recognize mo as liability. Tandaan mo na lang 3 yung method natin usually. Hanapin mo yung best estimate. Hierarchy yan. Okay? Hierarchy. Pag hindi available yung best method, anong gagamitin ko, sir? Eto tayo. Expected value method. Ano yung expected value method? Dito nagbibigay ka ng maraming estimate. Possible daw 1 million yung babayaran mo, possible 2 million, possible 3 million, possible 4 million. Marami ka daw supposed to be babayaran. Or marami yung probability na ito yung babayaran mo. Ngayon, mayroong probability yun. So, i-applyan mo to ng probability. Okay? Probability. Kung familiar ka sa discussion mo ng decision tree analysis or yung probability sa MS, same concept lang yan doon sa expected monetary value. Sa mga estudyante ko, malamang familiar na sila sa expected monetary value. Same concept lang din yan. Huwag kang mag-alala, i-discuss din natin yan dito pag nagsasagot tayo ng problem. Okay? Expected value, i-apply mo lang yung probability. Ano yung pag midpoint, sir? Ito pag midpoint, hindi malataas yung probability na binigay. Range lang. So for example, yung babayaran mo daw is from 1 million to 10 million pesos. Ano daw gagawin mo? Hanapin mo yung midpoint. Ano yung midpoint? Parang average lang. I-average mo lang sila. Yun yung midpoint na sinatawag. Okay tayo dyan? Malinaw? Very good. Okay. Yan yan yung best estimate natin. Kuha natin. Very good. Ano pa ba? May nakalimutan pa ba ako? Sige. So, paano ba i-entryhan si provisions or si contingent liability? Si provision lang. Si contingent liability, hindi naman yan i-entryhan eh. Paano mo i-entryhan si provision? Ito lang daw yan. Magde-debit ka daw muna ng expense. Meron ka na daw expense kahit na wala ka pang na-incur. Okay? Magde-debit ka ng expense. Mag-credit ka ng estimated liability. Mag-credit ka na ng estimated liability. Kasi nga, magre-recognize ka na ng liability. Meron lang instances, exceptions, okay, na possible daw, hindi expense yung i-debit mo, but rather PPE. Tapos mag-credit ka ng estimated liability. Ano yung estimated liability na yan? Asset retirement obligation. Ito yan sa letter D. Pasok ka ngayon sa discussion natin ng property, plant, and equipment. Meron tayong diniscuss doon na asset retirement obligation. Tama? Yun. Okay, so anong tinuturo mo dyan, sir? Sinasabi ko lang na usually ang debit mo dito, expense. Meron lang certain instances na i-debit mo siya or i-capitalize mo yung liability na yan sa isang asset which is sa PPE kapag asset retirement obligation. Okay tayo dyan. Yung asset retirement obligation, kung maalala mo, ginagamitan natin yan ng present value, tama? Hinahanap mo yung present value of the future cash flow. Ibig sabihin ba, sir, ipe-present value ko yung provisions dito? Yes. Present value mo siya if relevant. Okay, relevant yung alin? Relevant ang time value of money. Sasabihin naman yan sa problem. Okay, pag relevant ang time value of money. Pero usually, kapag binigay na yung best estimate, ayun na, best estimate na yung gamitin mo. Okay, kuha mo yon. Sige. Sir, kung estimate yan, possible may changes, tama? Yes. Estimate lang yan eh. Hindi naman sure kasi nga estimate pa lang. So, meron changes. Anong gagawin ko doon, sir, pag nagbago? Ito ngayon tayo dyan. Any changes are accounted for prospectively. I-apply natin yung standard ng PAS 8. Prospective adjustment tayo dito. Pag prospective adjustment, hayaan mo na ulit yung nangyari sa nakaraan. Mag-focus ka sa mangyayari sa future. Nakagawa ka ng kasalanan dati, hayaan mo na yun. Anong gagawin mo? Mag-focus ka para makabawi ka daw sa future. Prospective adjustment. Okay tayo dyan? Okay, so yan lang naman yung concept na kailangan mo matandaan for provisions and contingent liabilities. So for now, let's continue answering our handouts, yung naputol natin sa video discussion natin before. Illustration number 7 tayo ngayon. Okay, illustration number 7, anong sinabi dyan? Mr. P Company manufactures a product that is packed and sold. A planner is offered to customers sending in stickers accompanied by a remittance of 10 pesos. Guys, dito, pag nagsasagot ka ng problem, I highly encourage gamitin mo yung imagination mo. Meron talagang instances mahirap intindihin yung problem kasi nga English, tapos pinapaikot-ikot ka pa. Ang isipin mo lang dito, imagine mo, paano pag ako si Mr. P? Okay, si Mr. P ako, nagmamanufacture daw ako ng product. Okay, tapos binibenta ko daw. Sabi daw, a planner daw is offered to customers. Sabi daw, nagbibigay daw ako ng planner sa mga customer ko. Ano daw kapalit nun? Sticker daw. Sticker plus remittance of 10 pesos. So tatandaan ko, ako si Mr. P, magbibigay ako ng planner kapag nagbigay si customer ng sticker plus 10 pesos. Ganun ko siya i-imaginein. Diba? Para maintindihan mo lang yung concept. Data with respect to the premiums offered are summarized below. Uy, premium. Part ng provision. Premium. Okay, parang sinabi natin. Okay, next, sabi dito. Sales daw, 600 peso per unit of sale is 4,200,000. Or kung titignan natin yan, ilang units yung nabenta natin? 4,200,000, selling price ko dito, 600 pesos. Ay, 2025, nakabenta ako ng 7,000 peso unit. Or 7,000 units. Sabihin na natin, each unit merong sticker. So, i-assume natin, 7,000 din yung planner na ibibigay natin. Tama? Ganun mo siya imaginein. 7,000 yung planner na ibibigay natin plus 10 pesos kapag nagbigay sila ng sticker. Okay, tayo. Next. Sige. Next. Purchase of premium. Bumili daw ng premium. Anong premium yung binili? 50 pesos per planner. Yun. Bumili daw ng planner. Magkano daw? 50 pesos. Tingnan nga natin, ilang planner yung binili? 350,000 divided by 50, 7,000 units. Or parang ina-assume mo, nag-estimate ka na yung buong 7,000 units, i-claim yung premium na binigay. So yung liability mo, buong 7,000 units, magbibigay daw ng 7,000 na sticker. Okay, ulitin natin. Si Mr. P nagbebenta. Yung binenta daw niya, i-assume natin, sabihin na natin, coffee. Okay, nagbebenta siya ng coffee. Yung coffee na yon may kasamang sticker sa ilalim ng bote. Pag yung sticker daw binigay daw kay Mr. P nung customer, bibigyan ka daw ng planner. Plus, as long as magbabayad din daw si customer ng 10 pesos. Ang assumption ni customer, nagbenta siya daw ng 7,000 units. Ang assumption ni customer daw, or ni Mr. P, yung 7,000 units daw, magkiklaim ng planner. Kaya yung binili niyang planner, 7,000 units. Kuha mo? Okay. Next, sabi, number of planners distributed as premium is 5,000. Oy, ibig sabihin daw, during the year, nag-distribute na daw tayo ng 5,000 units of planner. Kung ina-estimate mo na 7,000, yung mag-claim ng planner, 5,000 yung nag-claim, magkano pa yung estimated liabilities natin? Magkano pa yung bibigyan natin ng planner ng 2025? Tama, 2,000. Yan yung question mark dito. Estimated number of planners to be distributed in subsequent period is 2,000 pesos. Kasi nga yung estimate mo, 7,000 yung bibili ng planner. Kaya nga 350,000 yung cost na nagamit mo. Para natin nahanap yung 7,000, 350,000 divided by 50 pesos. Kuha mo yon. O ito pa, sabi, distribution cost of 20 pesos per planner are to be incurred daw. Okay, gagamit ka daw ng 20 pesos pag nagdi-distribute ng, or magbabayad ka daw ng 20 pesos pag nagdi-distribute ka ng planner. So, requirement, prepare journal entries. Entryhan natin, 2025. Ano entry mo sa 2025? Tama, dito muna sa sales. Nag-debit ka ng cash, i-assume mo na-receive mo yung cash na yan, credit ka ng sales kasi meron kang revenue. Magkano yan? 4,200,000. Okay, tapos bumili ka ng planner, o sabihin na natin, mag-debit tayo ng premium, sabihin na natin, inventory kasi planner. Okay, ipasok mo natin sa inventory kasi planner yan. Magkano yan? 350,000. Siyempre, nagbayad ka ng cash dyan, 350,000. Okay tayo dyan. O, next. Meron daw nag-claim na 5,000 planner. Ng 5,000 na planner. O, magkano yun? O, kung meron na-receive na 5,000 na planner, ano ulit kapalit ng planner na yan? Sticker. May expense ba sa sticker? Wala naman. 10 pesos daw. So, meron ka daw na-receive na 10 pesos. Cash. Naka-receive ka ng cash. Magkano? 10 times 5,000. Kasi 5,000 yung nag-claim. Magkano yan? 50,000 pesos. Kuha mo yon. Oh, tapos magki-credit ka ng ano? Syempre, yung premium na inventory kasi ibibigay mo na yung planner natin. So, credit ka ng premiums inventory. Magkano yung planner mo? 50 pesos. Magkano yung nag-claim? 5,000. 50 times 5,000, 250,000. Sure, hindi balance yung debit tapos credit? Yes. Ano ulit yung rule natin? Pag meron kang premiums, meron kang estimated liability, ipasok mo na lang yan dito. Premium expense. Okay, mag-expense ka na. Meron ka ng expense of 200,000. Yan yung total expense na na-incur mo, 200,000 lang. Okay, so yan yung entry for 2025. Tapos meron kang liability, tama. Kasi ina-estimate mo 2,000 pa yung mag-claim. So anong entryhan mo dyan? Mag-debit ka na ng premium expense. O, di ba? Balikan mo yung diniscuss ko sa rules natin. Nasaan na yun? Dito. Debit ka muna ng expense. Tapos magki-credit ka ng estimated liability. Debit ka ng premium expense. Expense yan. Credit ka ng estimated liability. Sabihin na lang natin, premiums liability. Premium liability, estimated liability. Magkano yung estimated liability mo pa? Magkano ba yung estimated na babayaran mo dyan? Sige. Tatingin mo. Magkano? Magkano tayo dyan? Magkano? Tignan mo 50 pesos per planner. Yung 50 pesos per planner, makaka-receive ka ng 10 pesos. So, yan lang expense mo, 40 pesos. Tapos, meron kang distribution cost na 20. So, 50 less 10 plus 20, 60 pesos yung expense mo. Ilang planner pa yung ni-expect mo? 2,000. So, meron kang premium expense of 120,000 tapos premium liability of 120,000. This is for 2025. Pag tinanong, magkano yung estimated liability natin? 120,000. Kuha mo yan. Okay Sana nakuha mo. Very good ka pag nakuha mo yan. Sir, parang may nakalimutan kang entry. Yes, may nakalimutan nga ako. Ito, yung distribution cost. Entryhan mo yung distribution cost na yan kasi nagbayad ka ng cash. Credit ka ng cash. Debit ka ng, pasok mo na lang, premium expense din para hindi ka malito. So, debit ka ng premium expense, 20 pesos per planner. Ilan yung nag-claim ng planner? 5,000. 20 times 5,000, that's 100. 20 times 5,000, that's 100,000. Sige. 100,000. Okay tayo dyan. Okay tanda mo na yung discussion. Yan entry pasukin natin yung 2026 para hindi ka malito. Para mas ma-master mo. Sa 2026, 7,200,000 yung cash na na-receive mo. Kung 600 pesos yan, divide mo ng 600, 12,000 units ito. 12,000 units. Tapos, bumili ka daw ng premium planner, 600,000. So, magkano ina-estimate mo na mag-claim? 600,000 divided by 50, 12,000 din. So, ibig sabihin, ina-assume mo yung buong 12,000, i-claim din yung planners natin. Magkano na yung na-claim? Number of planners na dinistribute, 11,000 daw. Oops! Tingnan mo 2,000 yung planner before, nag-claim dito 11,000. Tama, magkano yung nag-claim dito for 2026? 9,000 lang. Alisin mo yung 2,000 kasi yung 2,000, liability mo yan, in-estimate mo na yan ng 2025. Okay? Kung 9,000 yung nag-claim out of 12,000 na to, magkano na lang yung estimated mo dito? 3,000 na lang. Sir, paano ulit na-compute yung 9,000? Nalito ako dun 11,000 yung nag-claim. Yung 11,000 na nag-claim, syempre yung 2,000 dyan, yung nag-claim ng 2025. O yung liabilities na inassume mo ng 2025. So, yung 9,000, ito yung nag-claim dito sa 12,000 na to. So, 9,000 out of 12,000 yung nag-claim. Yung 2,000 sa 11,000, yun yung last year na liability mo. So, yung estimated liability mo na lang dito, 3,000 na planner. Kung i-entryhan mo ulit yan, 2026, debit tayo ng cash, credit tayo ng sales, 7,200,000 pesos. 7.2 million. Tapos, bumili ka ng premiums. So, debit tayo ng premium inventory. Credit tayo ng cash, 600,000. Ano pa? Balikan na natin to. Paano ba natin to i-entryhan? Naka-receive ka ng cash. Kasi may nag-claim daw sa'yo ng 11,000. So, that's 11,000 times 10 pesos, 110,000. Debit ka ng cash, 110,000. Tapos, i-credit mo yung premium inventory kasi binigay mo na yung planner mo. Magkano yan? 11,000 din times 50 pesos, 550,000. Merong difference, sir. 550,000 less 110,000, 440,000. Ano yung 440,000 na iyan? Yan yung premium expense mo na supposed to be. Oops, huwag ka malilito. Meron kang premium liability dito na na-claim na, ina-assume mo na-claim na ngayon. So, i-recognize mo na yung premium liability. Debit ka na ng premium liability of 120,000. Kulang pa rin, sir. Alisin ko yung 120,000 dito. 320,000. Yung 320,000, yun ngayon yung premium expense mo. Debit ka ng premium expense of 320,000. Concept huwag ka malilito. Okay. Ngayon, meron kang binayaran ulit na distribution cost, 20 pesos. Tama? So mag-entry ka ulit dito. Debit ka lang ng premium expense, credit ka ng cash of 20 pesos. Magkano yung binayaran mo dyan? 20 pesos times 9,000 lang syempre. Kasi kanina, sinama mo rin sa estimated liability mo. So, 9,000 pesos, this is equal to 180,000 pesos. Tapos meron ka na naman liability, 30 pesos. Inassume mo na yung liabilities mo dito is 30 pesos na 6,000 or 60 pesos. Paano na-compute yung 60 pesos? Yung 50 pesos na planner, yung 10 pesos na marireceive mo, minus mo yun, plus yung 20 pesos na distribution cost, 60 pesos. So, entryhan mo yan, debit ka ng premium expense, credit ka ng mag-credit ka ng estimated liability or premiums liability of times 3,000, 180,000 pesos. Okay tayo dyan. Okay Sana hindi ka nalito. So kung gagawa natin ng T-account yan, para hindi ka malito, estimated liability, naka-credit tayo. 2025, magkano estimated liability mo? Yung premium liability mo, 120,000. Tapos yung 120,000, na-claim mo yan dito. Nag-debit ka, so alisin mo yan, 120,000. Tapos magka-credit ka ng 180,000 na estimated liability. So pag tinanong, magkano yung estimated liability ko ng 2026? 180,000. Okay, ang assumption ko ulit, na-claim ko na yung premiums liability before. Okay, ng 2026, na-claim ko na siya. Okay, yan yung concept ng premiums natin. Yes, medyo nakakalito lang kasi medyo nakakapanibago yung concept pag i-relate mo sa asset natin. Pero sana, ma-master mo to. Balikan mo lang ng balikan yung video discussion. Backward mo lang ng i-backward. Next tayo, illustration number 8. Sa illustration number 8, it is a concept of customer loyalty program. Okay, imagine lang ulit natin. ABC company ka daw. You are operates a customer loyalty program. The entity grants loyalty points for goods purchased. Uy, parang ano to, familiar to? McDo. Yes, sa McDo app. Tama, sa McDo app. Pag nag-McDo app ka, bumili ka ng burger, meron kang points na marireceive every peso na ginastos mo doon. Yung points na nare-receive mo daw, yun daw yung loyalty points natin. Yung loyalty points mo na yun, tama, pwede mo siyang gamiting pambili ulit ng another product of them. Yes, yun yung sinasabi dito. The loyalty points daw can be used by the customer in exchange for goods. Yun, tama, parang pares ng McDo. The points have no expiry date. Uy, no expiry date. Balikan mo ngayon yung discussion natin sa unearned income. Tama, nire-recognize mo yung income natin once expired and once redeemed. Dito daw, no expiry date. So, yung mag-recognize ka lang ng income dito once redeemed. So, kailan ba ini-redeem? Next, during 2025, the entity issued 50,000 awards credit. Uy, ibig sabihin, meron daw 50,000 loyalty card points. Tandaan mo na yan. And expected that 80% of these award credits shall be redeemed. O yun yung estimate mo, 80% yung mariredeem. The stand-alone selling price of the award credits granted is reliably measured at 1 million pesos. Sinasabi daw na yung 50,000 daw na ito, yung stand-alone selling price daw na ito is 1 million pesos. Parang sinasabi daw, kapag daw hindi ginamitan ng points, yung 50,000, pag binili daw yung points na yan, yung cost daw niyan is 1 million pesos. In 2025, the entity sold goods to customers for a total consideration of 7 million. Uy, kaya pala ako nagkaroon ng 50,000. Kaya pala ako magbibigay ng 50,000 points kasi meron palang bumili sa akin ng 7 million pesos. Yun daw yun. So itong 7 million peso daw na ito, meron daw yung equivalent daw niyan is yung goods, sabi na natin, yung burger na binili mo kay McDo plus yung 50,000 points. Okay, yan yung binili mo. Okay, yung 7 million yung binili mo, 50,000 points tapos yung product nila. Okay? The award credits redeemed and the total award credits expected to be redeemed each year are as follows. Ito daw yung expectation na i-redeem nila. Okay? So, ganito magagawin yan. I-analyze mo. Kung si product or kung si customer nagbayad ng 7 million pesos sa'yo, okay, nagbayad siya ng 7 million pesos sa'yo, yung 7 million pesos na yan, i-allocate mo dapat yan. Kanino mo i-allocate yan? Sa points and sa product. Okay? Magkano ulit yung... Paano mo siya i-allocate? Di pala 7 million to 8. Paano mo siya i-allocate? Based on their stand-alone selling prices. Ano stand-alone selling price ng points? 1 million pesos. Ano stand-alone selling prices ng goods? Ito din, sinabi din, no? Based on stand-alone selling price, 7 million pesos. So, yung total stand-alone selling prices nila is 8 million pesos. I-allocate mo yung 7 million pesos na to based sa stand-alone selling prices nila. Paano mo yan i-allocate? Pro rata lang tayo. Okay? I-allocate mo yung 7 million based sa proration nito. So, that's 7 million. I-divide mo dun sa total stand-alone price na 8 million times mo dun sa 7 million na i-allocate mo. Sabi daw, 6,125,000 daw yung cost ng goods na binili. Magkano yung sa points? 1 million divided by 8 million times 7 million, that's 875,000. So, kung i-analyze mo siya, guys, ganito yan. Si customer nagbayad sa'yo ng 7 million. Ano yung binili sa'yo ni customer? Basically, yung goods and yung points. Yung 7 million, hahatiin mo ngayon sa goods and sa points. So, yung revenue na marirecognize mo for goods, 6,125,000. Yung revenue na i-recognize mo from points, 875,000. Kailangan mo siyang i-separate. Bakit? Kasi itong goods na to, i-recognize mo yan once sold. Yung points na to, i-recognize mo to once redeemed. Okay? Once redeemed. So, kung i-entryhan natin yan, ikaw si ABC Company, naka-receive ka ng cash. Magkano yung na-receive mo na cash? 7 million pesos. Ano i-recognize mo dyan? Mag-recognize ka na ng revenue. Revenue from what? Revenue from goods. Magkano yung revenue from goods? 6,125,000. Pas mag-recognize ka ng liability. Unearned income. Mag-recognize ka ng unearned income. Magkano yan? 875,000. Yes, si Customer Loyalty Program, possible, pasok pa rin siya dun sa concept natin sa first video discussion natin na unearned income. Okay? Naka-receive ka ng cash in advance, hindi ka pa nagre-render ng service sa kanila, hindi ka pa nagbibigay ng goods sa kanila, yung 875,000, yun yung points pa lang. Aantayin mo kung kailan nila yan mariredeem. Pag na-redeem na, tsaka mo lang i-recognize yung income. Okay, ito yung estimate nila ngayon. 15,000 pesos are expected to be redeemed. Okay, out of 50,000 award credits. Expectations na mariredeem mo lang dito is 80%. So, magkano yun? 50,000 times 80%, ina-expect mo 40,000 yung magre-redeem. Out of 40,000, ilan yung nag-redeem? 15,000. Mag-recognize ka na ng revenue. 15,000 divided by 40,000, that's 300.375. I-times mo doon sa unearned income mo na 875,000, that's 328,125. So, mag-recognize ka na i-recognize mo na yung unearned income, tapos ka mag-recognize ng income kasi na-redeem na, magkano? 328,125. Rule ulit natin, you will recognize unearned income once redeemed and once expired. Pero dito, hindi kasi nag-e-expire. Okay tayo dyan? Sige. Next, 2025 to. 2026. Nag-recognize ka ng income kasi mayroon na namang na-redeem na 7,950,000. Ganito yan ha. Tandaan mo yung process natin ha. Nag-estimate ka, ang estimate mo ng 2025, 80%. Nabago yung estimate mo, naging 80%. 85% na. Ano yung adjustment natin? Prospective adjustment. So, prospective tayo. So, ibig sabihin, yung income na nagamit mo na na-earn mo na ng 2025, hindi mo na yan babaguhin. Okay? Babaguhin mo na ngayon, sa 2026 ka na mag-a-adjust. Paano mo ngayon yung gagawin? Magkano yung estimated? 50,000 award credit points. 85% yung estimation mo. So, 42,500 yung ina-expect mo na magkiklaim ng loyalty points. Okay? Expectation mo, 42,500. Out of 42,500, ilan na nag-claim? Ito yan, yung dalawa. 15,000 plus 7,950, 22,950. 22,950 na yung nag-claim as of 2026. as of 2026, 22,950 na yung nag-claim. Out of 42,500, 5.54%. 54% times magkano yung unearned income? 875,000 times 875,000, that's 472,500. Yung total na nag-claim na 472,500. Or total na income mo na dapat 472,500. Kaso nag-recognize ka na ng income before na 328. Alisin mo yan. 328,125 is equal to 144,375. Yun yung i-recognize mo na income for 2026. Unearned income 144,375. Okay. Concept ganyan lang yan. So kung lalagyan mo ng T-account yan para medyo hindi ka malito, meron kang unearned income. Unearned income, liability yan. Yung unearned income mo, beginning natin is 875,000. Dito yan, nanggaling. Okay? Nung 2025, nung 2025, na-claim mo na yung 328,125. So, alisin mo na yan, 328,125. Magkano na lang ending balance mo dyan? 875,000 less 328,125, 546,875. Okay tayo dyan. Kuha mo yan Okay. Ngayon, tingnan natin. Itong 875,000 na yan, magkano na-claim mo? 22,950 na. 22,950 divided by 42,500, ito yan, is equal to 0.54 times 875, yung total liability mo. Sabi daw, 472,500 na dapat yung income mo. Okay? Kung 472,500 na yung income mo, magkano na lang unearned income mo dapat dito? I-less mo yan sa 875,000. So that's 402,500. Dapat daw yung ending balance mo ng 2026, 402,500 na. So nag-recognize ka ng income. Magkano na-recognize mo ng income? I-less mo dito sa 546. 546, 875 yung beginning balance mo ng 2025. Tapos ito yung ending balance mo ng 2026. 2025, 2026. Magkano yan? 144,375. Familiar? Yes! Ito yan. O, diba? Parehas lang yan. Parehas lang ng concept, magkaiba ng solution, pero parehas lang ng magiging sagot. Okay? Depende na sa'yo kung paano mo siya mas ma-i-analyze. Pero ako, mas ginagamit ko tong T-account. Okay, sige 2027. Sabi do 2027, naka-redeem daw ng 2,550,000. Nabago daw yung estimate natin, 42,500 pa rin. So, gamitin mo ulit yan. Out of 2027, ilan na yung na-redeem? That's 15,000 plus 7,950 plus 2,550, 25,500 na. Out of 42,500, ilan na yung income mo dapat? 60% na raw. 60%, 875,000, 525,000 na dapat yung income mo. Kung gagawan mo yan sa T-account, less mo yung 525,000 sa 875,000, dapat daw yung ending balance mo daw dito, 350,000 na. So, meron kang income na claim. Magkano yung income na claim mo? 52,500. So, dito, 2027, magde-debit ka ng unearned income, magkikredit ka ng income of 52,500. Okay? Last 2028. Sa 2028, 90% na bago na naman estimate mo, 90% na. Bakit ka ba pabago-bago ng estimate? 50,000 times 90%, 45,000 daw yung magiging denominator mo. Ilan daw na-claim mo dito? 15,000 plus 2,550 plus 7,950 plus 15,000, 40,500 over 45,000, 90% na daw yung na-claim mo. Okay, 90% magkano? 90% ng 875,000, that's 787,500. So, ending balance mo daw dapat dito ko na lang isingit, 787,500. Ay, hindi. Yung total income mo na daw dapat, 787,500. Less mo ng 875,000, dapat daw yung ending balance mo dito is 887,500. So, nag-recognize ka na naman ng income. Magkano na-recognize mo ng income? Less mo lang sa 350,000. 350,000 na beginning balance ng income before, less sa 87,500 dito, na ending balance mo dapat, nag-recognize ka ng 262,500. So, this is debit unearned income. Credit ka ng income of 262,500. Okay? Yan for 2028. Medyo komplikado, no? Medyo maproseso. Pero I hope na iintindihan mo. Pag hindi, give yourself a short break. Okay? Give yourself a short break. Pahinga ka ng konti. Tapos proceed ka ulit. Ilang minutes after mo magpahinga. Okay? Sige Gayaan ko muna ganyan. Picturean mo yung solution, picturean mo yung question. Sana maintindihan natin. Game. Proceed na tayo sa next illustration. Illustration number 9. Okay, medyo madali na. Illustration number 9. Ano nangyari sa illustration number 9? Sabi dyan, ABC Company sells color television sets with 2-year repair warranty. The sale price for each set is 15,000 pesos. The average repair cost per set is 800 pesos. Repairs. Research has shown that 20% of all sets are repaired in the first year and 40% is repaired in the second year. So, ang estimate po, yung total na magpaparepair sa'yo, 60%. 40 plus 20, 60%. And yung average or yung estimated cost natin is 800 pesos each repairs. Okay? Sige. Sale mo ulit, 15,000. Selling price yan. Number of sets na binenta, 325. Kung 60% yung in-estimate mo na magpapaayos, okay, 300 times 60%, yung total na magpapaayos sa atin is 180 pesos. 180. Tama? 180 yung magpapaayos sa atin. Eh, yung estimated repair cost mo, 800. So, 180 times 800, yung total estimated liability mo dito for 2025 is 144,000. Okay tayo? O tapos total payment po ng warranty cost. Meron ka na daw binayaran na warranty cost of 40,000. Alisin mo yan, 40,000. So ibig sabihin, ending balance mo dito, 104,000 na estimated liability for 2025. Let's prepare journal entries muna para mas maintindihan mo. Nagbenta ka, 300 units. Kung 300 units nagbenta ka, makaka-receive ka ng cash, mag-credit ka ng sales, ano yan? 15,000 pesos each unit. 15,000 times 300, that's 4,400,000. 4,500,000. Okay? O, next. Ano nangyari? Nag-estimate ka na yung total liability mo na daw is 144,000. So, mag-debit ka dito ng estimated liability expense. Sabihin na natin, repairs expense. Credit tayo ng repairs liability of, magkano yung estimate mo? 144,000. Tapos, ginamit mo na or na-redeem mo na yung 40,000. Alisin mo na yan sa repairs liability. Debit ka ng repairs liability. Credit ka ng ano? Siyempre, nagbayad ka. Credit ka ng cash. Yan yung pampaayos mo. Yung cost ng pampaayos mo. Magkano yan? Ito, 40,000. Pag tinanong, magkano yung estimated warranty liability mo ng 2025? T-account ka lang. Liability. Nag-estimate ka, beginning balance mo, 144,000. May nag-claim na ng 40,000. So, ibig sabihin, ending balance mo dito, 104,000. This is for 2025. Gawin natin for 2026. 500 pesos or 500 units times 60%. 500 times 60%, that's 300 units. So, estimated mo, 300 units yung magpapaayos sa'yo. Okay, 300 units times 800 pesos. 300 times 800, that's 240,000. So, entrehead mo, mag-debit ka muna ng cash, credit ka ng sales, magkano yun? 500 times 15,000, 7,500,000. Okay, 7.5 million. Tapos, mag-recognize ka ng liability, debit ka na ng expense. Debit ka ng repairs expense, credit ka ng repairs liability. Magkano yan? Magkano yung na-estimate mo kanina? 500 times 60% times 800 na repairs cost, 240,000. Tapos magkano na yung nag-claim daw? 150,000. Alisin mo na yan. Debit ka ng repairs liability, credit ka ng repairs or mag-credit ka ng cash kasi nagbayad ka ng cash. Magkano? 150,000. Pag tinanong, estimated warranty liability ng 2026, ganito lang. Nagkaroon ka ng the additional repairs liability to 240,000. Credit yan. Credit ka dito, 240,000. Tapos may nag-claim na 150,000 or meron ka nang nagamit na 150,000. So yung ending balance mo dyan, 104 plus 240 less 150. Ending balance mo, 194,000 at the end of 2026. Diba? Basic. Lang kahirap-hirap. Proceed tayo for illustration number 10. Basically dito, nag-estimate mo lang yung estimated liability mo. Okay, na-estimate mo lang yung liabilities natin. Illustration number 10. In 2025, DEF Company received a court order requiring the cleanup of environmental damages caused by one of DEF's factory. DEF has no other realistic alternative but to comply with the court order. Ay, litigation. Lagot. Unfavorable. Kailangan mo na daw mag-comply. Other entities have incurred around 15,000 pesos. So, yung other entities daw, yung nagamit or binayaran daw 15,000 pesos for similar cleanup. However, DEF's best estimate for the cost of cleanup is 20,000. Uy, best estimate! Alam ko yun Nandun yun sa concept na tinuro natin kanina, no? Ito yan, no? Best estimate. Yan na daw yung gagamitin ko. Yes, binigay yung best estimate. Yan yung gagamitin mo. Prepare journal entries. Anong entry mo dyan? Debit ka lang ng loss. Or pwede din expense. Debit ka ng loss, debit ka ng expense, credit ka ng estimated liability. Yung supposed to be babayaran mo. Magkano? 20 million pesos. Best estimate. Yan for illustration number 10. Okay. Sabi kasi dito, bakit ko siya i-recognize, sir? Parang ano pa naman, wala pa naman talagang liability. Ito sinabi, no other realistic alternative but to comply. Probable na. Okay, probable na. Hindi mo lang alam kung magkano or kung kailan. Pero binigay naman yung best estimate. Sige. Next, illustration number 11. Sabi sa illustration number 11, in 2025, CPA company recalled a product due to a possible defect caused by a malfunctioning factory equipment. The products recalled will be repaired free of charge. Uy. CPA is uncertain whether all products recalled will have the possible defects. However, the following estimate was made by CPA's engineer and managerial accountants and approved by the board of directors. Ang dami namang estimate niyan, 20 million, 15, 10, and 5. May binigay na probability. Ano yan? Binigay ba yung best estimate? Hindi. Anong i-apply mo dun sa next na hierarchy natin? Expected value. Paano mo ulit hanapin yung expected value? A-applyan natin ang probability. Ganito natin gagawin yan. 20 million. Ilan yung probability na mangyayari daw yung 20 million? Tingnan mo muna. 5 plus 20 plus 35 plus 40. Probability 130%. So, i-claim natin. 5% yung probability daw na mangyayari. Yung 20 million na repair cost is 5%. 20 million times 5%, this is equal to 1 million pesos. 15 million pesos, probability of chance is 20%. That is 3 million pesos. Probability of chance ng 10 million pesos na babayaran mo daw is ilang percentage? 35%. 0.35, 3.5 million pesos. Probability of chance na mangyari yung 5 million pesos, 5 million times 40%, that's 2 million pesos. Yung expected monetary value, expected value natin, that's 1 million plus 3 million plus 3.5 million plus 2 million is equal to 9.5 million. Anong gagawin ko dyan sa 9.5 million? Yan na yung liability mo. Debit ka na dito ng expense. Ano yung expense natin dyan? Repair cost. So, repairs expense. Credit ka ng estimated liability or estimated repairs cost, whatever is necessary. Magkano? 9,500,000. O, diba? Ang dali lang. Ganyan lang yan. O, next, yan yung concept ng expected value. Next, illustration number 12. In 2025, a lawsuit was filed against ABC Company for a patent infringement. The plaintiff is claiming 100 million in damage. ABC Legal Counsel believes that it is probable, mag-recognize tayo ng liability, probable na that ABC will lose the lawsuit and pay damages of not less than 10 million pesos. But not more than 100 million pesos. 10 million, but not more than 100 million. Range yung binigay. Pag range, anong gagamitin mo? Midpoint. So, paano ulit yung midpoint? Average lang. That's 10 million plus 100 million divided by 2, 55 million. 55 million yung gagamitin mong, yung estimate mo doon sa liability mo. Mag-debit ka na dito ng loss or expense, whatever comes necessary. Credit ka ng estimated liability. Okay? Kung sinabi, gusto ng account ng company mo na gamitin si pending litigation, go lang. For illustration purposes, estimated liability mo na gamitin natin. Magkano? 55 million pesos. Sir, ang daming binigay na given. Nagbigay ng 90 million. Di ko ba yung gagamitin? Hindi na. Okay? Hindi na. Yung midpoint lang tayo. Kuha mo yan, ha? Sige. Next. Illustration number 13. Sabi sa illustration 13. Mr. P Company provided the following facts regarding pending litigation on December 31, 2025. Requirement, indicate how the entity would disclose or account for the 4 lawsuits under IFRS in the financial statement for the year ended December 31, 2025. Okay. I-identify lang daw natin ito. Sige nga. Next, the entity is defending against a first lawsuit and believes that there is a 51% chance it will lose in the court. It will lose unfavorable. Unfavorable. Tapos 51% chance probable. Paano mo yan i-account? Recognize. Bakit? Provision kasi yan. Okay, yan yung sagot natin. I-recognize natin yung illustration number 1. Magkano estimate? Yan na yun, binigay, 1 million pesos. Bullet point number 2. The entity is defending against a second lawsuit for which management believes it is virtually certain to lose in court. Certain to lose in court? If it loses the lawsuit, the management estimates damages will fall somewhere in the range of 3 million to 5 million, which is with each amount in that range equally likely to occur. So ano yan? I-recognize mo. Bakit? Virtually certain eh. Okay, kaso virtually certain na matatalo ka. Kaso hindi mo alam kung magkano. Sabi daw, binigyan ka ng range 3 million to 5 million. O magkano mo gagamitin yan? Magkano gagamitin mo dyan? 3 million plus 5 million kasi range yan divided by 2. I-recognize mo 4 million pesos. Okay, dito 1 million kasi yun ang binigay. Estimate. Okay, dito binigay ng range 4 million gamitin mo. Next, bullet point number 3. The entity is defending against a third lawsuit but the relevant loss will only occur far into the future. The present value of the endpoints of the range are 1.5 and 2.5. The management believes the effects of time value of money on these amounts are material but also believes that the timing of these amounts is uncertain. Ay, anong gagawin natin dyan? Uncertain daw? Uncertain daw? Anong gagawin mo? Wala. Kasi sinasabi naman daw na matatalo ka talaga. So, pwede natin i-assume, probable na. Kaso, time value of money, wala namang binigay na effective interest rate. Ito na gamitin mo, wag mo nang pasakit ng ulo mo. 1,500,000 and 2,500,000, hindi naman binigay yung probability. So, parang range lang din yan. So, that would be 1.5 plus 2.5 divided by 2, 2 million pesos. Ang gagamitin mo na estimate 2 million pesos. I-recognize mo ba siya? Yes, recognize mo as liability. Okay. Next, number 4, bullet point number 4. The entity is defending against a fourth lawsuit and believes that there is only 25% chance it will lose in court. 25%? Ay, wala to. Ano yan? Possible lang. Anong gagawin natin dyan? Disclose only. So, ilagay mo dyan sa bullet point number 4, i-disclose lang natin yan. Yan na yun for illustration number 13. Okay, next, illustration number 14. XYZ company is involved in a tax dispute. XYZ was wrongfully paid taxes and is claiming for refund for the taxes it has previously paid. Ay, XYZ. Nagbayad daw siya ng tax. Nagki-claim daw siya ng refund. Sino ka ngayon? Si XYZ. Plaintiff. Pag sinabing si plaintiff, ikaw yung kumakaso. Nagbibigay ng kaso. Okay? Kung ikaw yung nagbibigay ng kaso, ikaw yung makaka-receive ng something. So, ano to? Asset ngayon to. Usapang asset ngayon yan, ha? Asset. Next, as of December 31, 2025, XYZ's legal counsel was very confident that XYZ will be able to recover the tax refund amounting to 10 million pesos in the coming year. Requirement, provide the journal entry to recognize the probable receipt. Ay, ano journal entry sinasabi mo dyan? Disclose lang tayo dito. Tapos na tayo. O, di ba? Probable lang eh. Ano ba dapat? Certain. Next, illustration number 15. Last illustration na. Tapos na kasi tayo sa illustration 16. Illustration 15. In 2025, there was a robbery in one of the EF's branches. There has been a dispute on the 100 million peso insurance claim that the EF has presented to its insurance provider. On December 31, 2025, the insurance company approves the payment of 80% of DEF's claim. DEF o claim. Pag nagki-claim ka ulit, ano to? Asset ulit. Okay, DEF received a letter that the settlement check for this amount had been mailed, but such check was received only on January 5, 2026. The insurance company, uy, tingnan mo, approved. Pag na-approve na, pwede natin sabihin, certain na. Okay, marireceive mo na daw yung 100 million pesos. Pero sabi daw, yung binayaran lang daw is 80%. So, magkano yon? 100 million times 80%. Magkano yan? 80 million pesos. Mag-recognize ka na ngayon ng ano? Receivable. Okay? Claim on insurance, which is a receivable account. Tapos, credit ka ng gain on insurance. Magkano yan? 80 million pesos. Yan na yung entry natin. Pag na-receive mo na, kailan mo daw na-receive? January 5. So, on January 5, ito December 31. Mag-recognize ka ng receivable mo ng December 31. January 5, na-receive mo yung cash. So, debit ka ng cash, credit ka ng claim on insurance. Alisin mo na yung receivable. Magkano? 80 million pesos. Okay? Yan yung sa asset naman. Okay? Dapat ulit certain na pag-asset na. So, that's it for part 2 of our current liabilities. Sana nag-enjoy ka. Sana may tutunan ka. Sana wag mong sukuan ang accounting. Yun lang muna. God bless. Goodbye and ciao.